Fuck Tess, we're doing this for real.
Yeah, recording number 2, and I can see that. Yeah. Wow.
So you're recording?
Yeah.
Welcome to 2 Cents. This is the episode where both me and Steve are fucked up.
Exactly. Yep.
It's probably going to be the title. I can't see because I had makeup run into my eyes at work for working at the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor, and Steve is hawking up loogies, and he's sick, and I'm on
like
the nose end.
I'm at the tail end of the flu. Like, I just have everything that's coming out right now. Like, it's nice.
See, I'm on the nose end, literally. So I just use that. So I hope I'm not going blind. I hope Steve's not dying. We're going to start this off with the big one. Of course, it's Star Wars tomorrow, or if you're listening today, hopefully Monday. This is the week of October 19th. That's this Monday anyway. So I'm sure you heard this, but I'm just going to say it for the public. Advance sale for Star Wars are going on sale tomorrow during Monday Night Football. ESPN is airing the final trailer during the game. It's no surprise that ESPN is owned by Disney, so it totally makes sense. But midnight shows are definitely selling out tomorrow morning.
Man.
Or not morning, but night.
I'm actually... I don't know if you want to rush a review out on here, but I'm planning on just waiting till Christmas Day. Like, I think that's what I'm going to do.
That could be fun.
I think I'm going to buy IMAX tickets for that day.
I want to see it with whoever, is in my group of friends that wants to see it. This is one of those movies you got to see with like 5, 6, 7, 8 people to really get your money's worth, because talking about it when it's over, I don't want to rush home and be like, nope, I got a review, fuck you guys.
No, it's going to be one of those things where it's an event,
It totally is an event. I want to see it in 3D. I mean, there's so much shit. Like, it's no surprise that there's, like, every single movie chain doing the Saga Marathon. It's like Cinemark, AMC, Regal, Edwards. They're all doing it. All 6 movies. Certain ones, it's like you get a lanyard with a cool, like, one picture for every movie type thing. Others, you get, I think Regal, you get a special ticket, like a lithogram type ticket. AMC, I believe, is doing every week. It's called like Star Wars Sunday or whatever. And if you see it every week, you get a different special poster. And their posters are cool.
Yeah.
So
what's nice is that here at the Alamo Draft House, you get a glass.
Yeah, you get a pint glass.
Hell yeah, I want to take that.
That's fucking cool. Yeah, like
yeah.
There's no way this. And I said it before. It's making $1 billion domestic, man. We already talked about this before the show. What's opening against it?
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, Fox's Alvin and the Chipmunks. The Revenant, that isn't gonna. It's gonna be limited release. Hateful Eight's a very limited release.
Yeah. I mean,
it has the IMAX. Like, if Revenant or Hateful Eight break $1 million that weekend, be a surprise.
Well, I mean, they're both limited, but they'll make money in the long run. Star Wars.
Oh, they're definitely going to make their money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Star Wars is making its money in the long run too.
Everything else is going to be fine. Like, I think Joy's going to be fine. Like, because this is going to sell out at showings, and so when people are going to be bummed that they can't see it, they're just going to
let me go see
stuff.
that Bradley Cooper movie.
Yeah,
I love what's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, J-Law. Speaking of which, did you read her essay in Liam Dunham's Lenny?
No, I didn't.
No?
No.
I'm sure you saw the headlines, though.
I've been dark this entire week, like, busy doing my own stuff, so...
Well, since we don't really have listeners, or at least none that respond to our begging for love letters or hate mail, that's what
one day, man.
This week.
One day, we'll get
one day, yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Anyway, she wrote an essay, and it was just basically talking about the pay-wage gap between the sexes, something that everyone knows. But what's funny is she kind of echoed something I mentioned last week. The reason her essay exists is because of Sony hack. She saw what her male co-stars made. What movie was that? Last year, so it had to be... shit. What'd she do for Sony?
I think American Hustle was...
Yeah, it was American Hustle, yeah. So she saw Bradley Cooper, Christian Bale's, and Jeremy Renner's pay wage, and they all made more than her. And there was even stuff going on about, I wanted to seem like a team player, And then in the emails that she read, that they were like, "Oh wow, I'm surprised those male stars didn't get more money," or blah blah. I don't know. Nothing that interesting, but everyone's rallying behind her. Yeah, she's won an Oscar. I like what she's saying.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like wage inequality. Like, unfortunately, that is a thing. Mm-hmm. You know, so I mean, I'm not gonna. And I'm not
in 2 tentpole franchises too.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna knock it. It's like at the same time, she's got to be making a crap load of money from Hunger Games.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And if she's not, then
well, she definitely didn't the first movie, but now, like,
yeah, well, I mean, isn't like even at those year-end, like, you know, top paid celebrity lists, hasn't she hit them like before? And I think it's those are gender neutral too. So
yeah,
like I mean, she's making a lot more than most people, regardless of whether. Regardless of gender.
It's just, I don't know. I thought it was cool. You know, she's young. She's about our age.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the best essay. But when they're, you know, the whole, what they even, what was the name for it? The fappening? You know, she had a lot of pictures in that. So it's good for her to kind of get her voice out there.
Yeah.
And
it's something personal and, you know, it people respond to it, then hey, good for her.
Interesting. We touched on Hateful Eight earlier. Let's get into it. I hope you said you were in the dark. There's 2 cuts, obviously. There's the 70 millimeter, and there's the regular theatrical.
Wow, he's really going old school there.
It's only 6 minutes different. It's a little bit longer, but like, he did an interview. Tarantino said, you know, they don't want to see the 70 millimeter one shots, the long takes in the regular theaters. You don't want, like, basically they don't want to see him jerk off because he has the nice lenses and the good film. Mm-hmm. And so he's like mirroring that. He knows the people that want to see that are going to buy the ticket on the road show, and the others just want to see one of his movies.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's cool.
A fair point. Yeah. God, that's he's really, really trying to do his best to keep it old school. Which is interesting, but you know, like from what I've heard, just based on when they showed that footage at Comic-Con on 70 millimeter, like it looks amazing. Like, you know, the reaction coming out of that was like, okay, this is how you're gonna have to see it. So, I'm sure when I'm watching the movie, that's something that I won't mind to see, just long takes and 70 millimeter drag.
I mean, I like the long takes, so. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm all for that. That's why I want to see the roadshow.
I don't know.
I marvel curious, though, like, when they get a 14-minute like opener, like something like Goodfellas.
I'm curious.
Casino has a lot of those.
I'm curious, just like by long take, like, you know, we're not really going to get a sense of like how different that is going to be until, well, I don't know, 6 minutes. That's
not a lot. I mean, it's just a little bit of fat. So
it's funny, but I mean, if that's only just based on long takes, then
it might
they gotta be pretty long. Like, that adds up to a lot.
He had a one-shot master, right? And then he probably did the over-the-shoulders for the conversations or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so the theatrical cuts is going to have more of those cuts, which are probably going to be better performances anyway. You know, you got more takes out of those.
Oh, I wonder if that's going to be an exclusive 70 millimeter thing only. If that's actually going to, if the different cuts are going to make their way to home video.
Probably. But don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like
Grindhouse
really
double
control.
feature. Double feature for Grindhouse didn't come out for forever. You had to buy them individually, and then there still isn't the Kill Bill Ultimate Collection that has the
whole bloody
the anime cut in. It's going to come out eventually. Who knows when? Well, so they showed it at the New Beverly like a year ago, 2 years ago, I believe.
No, but Kill Bill has the. What do you mean by anime cut in?
Apparently he has
the anime segment,
like a 3.5 hour version with intermission.
Yeah.
And they show that at the New Beverly.
Yeah, no,
and it has like a longer backstory for the Lucy Liu's character.
Oh, so it's just more of that animation?
I believe so.
I still really, really want to see that, but we still got to wait a long, long, long time. I mean, with Grindhouse, though, that was different. That was because it didn't make any money whatsoever, so they had to split it so that they could get some money.
You saw that in theaters, right?
Grindhouse?
Yeah.
I think I saw one of them, or I saw part of it.
That was an option? I think I went at probably 10 p.m. Friday and just saw the double feature. It was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I had to. at the time, I think friends wanted to see 300 or something, and I ended up watching part of it by myself. But yeah, no, I mean that wasn't something I fully saw till it hit Netflix, because they actually early on in the streaming days they had the entire cut, and it wasn't on Blu-ray yet. So, but yeah, I didn't get the full Grindhouse experience theatrically. But no one went to see it anyway.
I did. Let's go back to J-Law. So in addition to her essay, and maybe because of it, there were some weird things that happened. She was supposed to be in the Rosie Project for Sony, which is going to be helmed by Richard Linklater. It was basically like a vehicle for her. She dropped out of it, and then he did too, like the next day. Apparently, Aronofsky's trying to court her for his new movie that's an indie. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. I'm pretty pissed off at her because of that.
I don't know.
I want Linklater to get another movie out after, because he has that baseball one that's coming out soon.
Yeah, the
college one.
The baseball college one. Yeah, the spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused.
Supposedly.
Well, hey, you know, if you mention that and just Richard Linklater, then I'm into it right away.
You read that thing where he said that Boyhood it's kind of a spiritual successor to Boyhood too, because it starts with college.
Yeah.
The way that one ends with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can find how that would connect, but it's not like.
Also, let's be honest. Yeah, I'm not. Mason's not a character, but let's be honest. How many of the characters from Dazed and Confused are going to college anyway? Like one, 2 tops.
You know, at the time, it was easier to get into college, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, yeah,
they probably went to Vietnam and then got the GI Bill and went to college.
No, Vietnam was over by that point.
By 76.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad at history, and I'm tired. Something cool that happened. Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, he has a documentary that just came out on Friday called "All Things Must Pass," about like the rise and fall of Tower Records. In Hollywood, they reopened the Sunset Boulevard location for the premiere, one night only.
Nice.
Did you ever go there?
No,
or any of those locations?
I've never been there. No.
They were cool stores. It was kind of like, I mean, it was just music, music and like movies. It was kind of like going to Amoeba, but it was a chain.
No, like
they were all over the place.
I've seen the logo everywhere, but no, I've never ever been.
Like, obviously, they didn't have the vinyl collection or anything, but like anything you could think of on CD, they had. Really cool store.
No.
Like Warehouse Music and them. That was, the two big ones.
Well, I missed out.
Was gigantic. Yeah, CDs.
Well, CDs are, well...
They're okay.
They were cool, on.
A CD collection, when you see one in person, you're like, oh, you have a lot of CDs. When you see like someone's vinyl collection, you're like, wow, you really invested a lot of your home to music. The real, like, just the house real estate it takes up.
I mean, yeah.
Even one milk crate.
No, like, yeah, it's true. When you see a vinyl collection, like, it's bigger than just one shelf. It's like...
Yeah.
It's pretty much like, an entire, like, bookcase or something like that. I mean, yeah, CDs, like, they were cool back then. I sold all of mine, though, and pretty much, or most of them.
Because you learned that you could rip them to your computer?
Well, no, like, that was the big thing when we started in high school when I got an iPod. Like, everyone just sunk their CDs on there, and I stopped buying them. Then I would go check them out at the library and just, like, get that way I could just, like, get a collection of everything, like, that was ever out there. I got every single Led Zeppelin album on my iPod. That's what I did, and CDs had their time, man.
Yeah, I still think that was you could have probably got a DeLorean with a CD player. It's probably a lot of money. I mean, we got to mention Back to the Future at some point. 21st is on fucking
It's coming
Wednesday.
up next week, yeah.
Yeah, like my first day of work at GameStop is basically that day. That's when it's my official, you're hired, bring your ID and stuff so we can make photocopies.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. Gonna get back in time.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Something happened. This is like our last item before we get into real, like, movies, directors, TV stuff. I saw The Light, the biopic about Hank Williams. That got bumped to next year. It was supposed to be in this awards race. This is something that's happened like every week now. First it was Snowden, then it was... What was the second one? Like, there's a couple of February March releases now that shouldn't be.
I got you. But this is a documentary, though?
No, it's a biopic. It's starring...
okay, why? Yeah, I'm
Loki.
Still... Okay, I'm clearly still fucking tired. Yeah,
Tim Middleton.
I don't know why I processed it that way. It could be... maybe it is that Star Wars money. Maybe it's just,
It could be,
but
I think...
it's going to be on the pass on the weight side, but...
those movies aren't supposed to make money. Like, it's about the awards.
Yeah.
Is it because they want to attempt to pad box office numbers since, Universal Disney won, or does it look good for your shareholders?
I don't know. Usually if you want it like in the Oscar race and then you take it out like that and bump it up to like January, February, or March, it's not a good sign. Like
that's probably why the Academy has up to 10 Best Picture votes now. They need to get rid of that.
Yeah, I mean...
5 made sense.
And, we haven't really seen... I mean, this hasn't been a bad year, but it hasn't been a great one where we've gotten stuff early on that we've already been declaring Oscar-worthy. There's very few things.
Kingsman was February.
Yeah,
I mean, not Oscar, but...
yeah, I love Kingsman, but that's not something that you'd call Oscar-worthy. Like... I think of my top movies of the year, The End of the Tour is probably the only one I'd consider that, and that's
so fucking good.
And if that even got recognized, which I'm not expecting it to,
but
if it did, that would be.
It has to because
cool.
Everything's getting moved, man. Think about it.
Yeah.
Was Star Wars gonna get nominated? It probably will.
No,
it probably fucking will.
For Best Picture, if it is that good, I mean, that'd be nice. Like
we all hope it is, right?
I told you, I'm literally keeping my hype. Like, it's getting to a point where people are just freaking out about it, and like everyone's expecting it to suck.
Did you see the poster?
Yeah, I did, and I like it.
There's a new Death Star. What's it called? The Light Star Killer base.
Yeah, I mean everyone is.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, new Death Star!" That means a new Death Star Lego set.
Yeah, what did it for me was Chewie holding that crossbow too. But like, everyone's already shitting on that poster on Facebook. Like.
Fuck them. It's beautiful.
I mean,
it looks like the old posters.
It does. Like I know that it's probably got a bit of Photoshop in there because I don't think this is the Suzanne one, but which I wasn't into that poster. Really, I mean, it's not bad. I don't know. Just some didn't really work for me on that. But fuck man, it's Star Wars. Like I'm excited. I'm just trying to keep it together until then. I don't want to get too hyped up over it.
Let's move into the movies. Well, kind of that's a tease. The first one is something I think is really cool for a couple of reasons. MGM is rebooting War Games. The Matthew Broderick movie, 83.
Yeah.
As an interactive video experience.
Now, haven't we talked about this already?
We've talked about interactive video. Like last week, it was Soderbergh's thing for HBO.
No, this was mentioned a while back, though, I think.
Not for War Games, no. I'm kind of excited. The reason is, in Ready Player One, in the novel, there is like a virtual reality live-through of War Games. I don't want to say any more than that because it's kind of pivotal to the story. But, like, I hope that's what it is. I hope it's in VR. Like, studios are making the jump. It's MGM, they don't actually have, like, a distribution model anymore, so... They probably need something like that if they go digital only, especially if it's like subscriber video on demand, like they make their own.
Yeah, no, I mean
that's SVOD get.
That's interesting. Like, I wonder how they're gonna launch that too. Like,
I don't know.
Shit. Like, I mean, and I've not seen War Games, but like I know what it's about.
It's not amazing, but you should check it out.
Yeah, no, it is on the list of shame. I gotta see it, but like I know that does sound ideal for it, but just god damn it.
Our listeners are probably sick too.
It's getting around, man. It's I mean, it hasn't been.
I don't feel sick. It's just my nose. I hope it stays my nose.
Yeah, it hasn't been cold here. It's like 50 degrees out right now, just because it's nighttime. But like, yeah, after just getting used to 90-degree days, I don't know. It sucks. It's gonna get a lot colder in the winter.
Good thing you always wear a sweater. Director news: Robert Rodriguez. He's got something.
Mm-hmm.
James Cameron gave him the keys to the kingdom. I can't even talk with my nose, man. You're ruining our show. There's
me or your eyes or
my eyes and my nose.
all right.
Yeah, it's a manga adaptation called Alita Battle Angel. It's about a female cyborg. Yeah. So James Cameron made this script forever ago, and he was going to do it, and he gave it to Rodriguez. That's super cool.
Well, I guess it's not shocking, but
I hope he gets. They put it out in 3D. I would hope they.
Oh no, absolutely.
Assume they're going to do that.
Robert Rodriguez, he would do that. But
and James Cameron,
is he going to get the budget though? Because Rodriguez just kind of keeps things local.
I think
a troublemaker.
It's Cameron's production. No, yeah, it's probably going to be both of them. But as far as I know, it's what's their name? Lightworks. James Cameron's production company.
Yeah, Lightstorm.
So
yeah, I mean it's I don't know. I'd love to see Rodriguez do something on a big budget because he usually just keeps things on the cheap and does things his own way. So and there's nothing wrong with that. But I guess just lately with I don't know.
After that Sin City.
Yeah,
second one, he needs to get a good hit. I mean,
I enjoyed
this
Machete
does well,
Kills, but
I was gonna say if this does well, he could probably get a much bigger budget for Machete Kills.
In space.
Add more grain in post, yeah, in space.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It feels I don't he's really embraced digital filmmaking early on a big way, but now it does feel like it. The technology's just gotten to the point where he can literally just do it on a whim and then be done with it real quick, and it doesn't feel like that much effort or passion is being put into it. That's part of my problem with Sin City is
all he has is a studio in Texas with a whole bunch of green screens, and then he's like, oh, we need half a car, let's order that. We probably already have one in the backyard.
Yeah.
He has the perfect movie studio because he just does everything in post.
I know, but at the same time, that kind of sucks.
It does kind of suck, but I mean, that's what it's always been about.
Yeah, that's why practical effects, though, are making a huge comeback. Is because a lot of people are realizing you don't really feel this stuff the same way. If it's just all digital, and I don't know, I bitch about it a lot. Last summer, I bitched about it a lot. That I just don't. If I see CGI on the screen, I can be invested on characters, but I will not nearly be as invested into what's going on screen if I feel it's fake and too easy to do.
That's what's crazy though. You've seen the before and after post effects for Mad Max, right?
Yeah, I saw that reel.
It's still the same stuff. It's just wow, making this guy look nicer, adding more cars in the background, more cliffs. You're holy shit. Why doesn't every movie just do it like this?
There was
okay, too hard
for a piece of news. I don't know if you saw this, but Sam Mendes, he did, it was for Entertainment Weekly, I think. He just went out and asked a bunch of directors questions about directing and got different responses. And
I think I read that, but I didn't see it.
One of the questions was whether they preferred real or explosions or CGI, and almost every single one of them said real, but half of them said, oh, real with digital enhancement. I was just kind of no, I mean, maybe for shooting that's nice, but it's just 100% real.
Think about how hard that is, though. The sun's not right today, or shit, it's not going to rain tomorrow. We fucked up. Now we need an extra 4 days of production.
Okay, the best explosion, I think, that I've ever seen on screen for me, that best holy shit moment. You didn't see The Dark Knight in IMAX, right?
I saw Rises, but yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, but that hospital explosion for The Dark Knight, in full IMAX view, that was just probably the greatest explosion I had ever seen on film ever. It's part of the reason I saw it 5 times in IMAX, and real just does it every time for me. It's just there's something about it. It feels it doesn't feel as controlled, and it's for that shot specifically. It's just really amazing that they got that and they projected it on that screen. But anyway, Robert Rodriguez. I don't mean to bash on his filmmaking, and well, shit, I'm in Texas. If I want to work there, then I better not badmouth him. But
I'd love to work there. Cool.
Yeah, no.
Have you read his memoir?
No.
Work Without a Film Crew.
No.
You need to read that. It's good.
I like his style, so
it's interesting. If you like El Mariachi, like, you're gonna love reading it, like the behind the story, like how he got the money, like how he wrote it. Very cool. Escape from New York, the reboot that's happening still. They got the creator and writer that does Luther, Neil Cross.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good get. I love that show. We're gonna be talking about Idris Elba later when we do our dollar views episode. But maybe it's going to be good. Like, every reboot has the chance, and I hope that this one does, because it is a great property. I don't think the first one's a masterpiece. I just think it's a really good character study and an interesting look. But, like, the opening CGI on the helicopter screen, like, it's so fucking dated. It looks like he's going to fly the X-Wing into the Death Star. Like,
no, I mean, it looks even worse than that.
Vector graphics. Yeah, it's so bad.
No, I mean, like, I haven't seen that movie in forever, and I don't know, I've said it like so many times.
Pillskin is great. Movie not so much.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing how dated that movie is, and then you jump to 1 year later and The Thing comes out and that still holds up.
I think it's because it's horror and it's on a way smaller scale. Like it's isolated. It's not. Let's recreate New York.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not at all like a futuristic version, but Escape from New York is fun. As far as a remake. I'll believe it now when I see it at this point, though, because we just keep hearing news about it moving ahead, and then it keeps stalling, and we'll see.
I think it'll happen.
I'm sure it will. I mean,
talking about remakes, it's not necessarily a remake. It's going to be called the Preboot. Don't quite understand it. Die Hard 6, aka Die Hard Year 1.
No,
it's in development, sir.
No.
The Preboot, if you didn't understand that, it's like the prequel reboot.
Yeah, no, I know what it is.
So it's going to explain how... it's going to explain how John McClane became the man he was in Nakatomi Plaza. And it's going to use a younger actor. So maybe he's telling his grandson about it. He does have a son and daughter that don't exist for any other reason to be the damsel in distress, so...
wasn't the movie where John McClane became John McClane the first Die Hard?
Yeah, but
wasn't that the origin
Batman
story?
Begins.
Oh, come on, no.
That's why it's called Year 1. I mean, it's not named after the Michael Cera movie. Len Weissman's supposedly directing, but who knows?
I like Die Hard 4.
Yeah, 4 was good.
Yeah, no, I like
5 sucked dick.
Exactly.
It's like one of the worst movies I've ever seen, especially for a large franchise. Like, that makes Lethal Weapon 4 look good.
No, what's insane, though, is, the fifth one, I think there's some cool practical stuff in there, like some cool car crashes and stuff, but...
Let's put on our suits. There's toxicity.
Oh, yeah, the de-radiation spray. No, what's insane about the movie?
Who wrote that thing, man?
Skip Woods, who's one of the worst screenwriters in Hollywood.
Best screenwriter ever if you got that man into a movie.
No, seriously,
I need to meet his
look
agent.
at his IMDb resume. It's insane.
I think I have. Yeah, you told me once. I was like, what?
Yeah, he wrote Origins Wolverine.
So bad.
Yeah, he did Sabotage.
I haven't seen that.
Okay,
I like Big Dick Ricky's in it, but I'm still not convinced.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that he did the A-Team, and I actually like that one. But
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but
Copley was good.
Die Hard 5 though, that's I've seen Bruce Willis be lazy, but that is the laziest, just completely hacked in. Yeah. It's the most hacked in performance ever that I think he's ever given anything, except for there's this one moment that's amazing where he's just, he just yells on screen he's very passionate during a gunfight, and he just shouts, "I'm on vacation," and I don't think that was actually in the script. I think they were just rolling the cameras, and that was true. He was on vacation in Russia.
Was 6 the one that had the trailer with the Christmas music? Or whatever? There's some... Where's that the 5th one?
They've all had music from the 9th, because that's the thing.
I don't know.
Yeah,
not sure. Moving on. We don't want to talk about the bad Die Hard anyway.
Yeah, fuck it.
It has to be bad. John Ridley is directing the LA Riot script he wrote a couple months ago, or that I bought a couple months ago. So, trying to do that straight out Compton, now make a LA Riots movie.
Yeah, this is his debut.
I believe so.
Well, hopefully it works out.
Nick Cassavetes is gonna direct the Ronda Rousey Roadhouse remake, which is okay, I guess.
I think it's
He's
a cool
on
idea.
Entourage, so.
I mean, I think it's...
He directed The Notebook, so.
Yeah, that's... And what, he did My Sister's Keeper as well, and...
I believe so, yeah.
You know, I'm behind the idea of a Roadhouse remake with her in it.
I hope the fight scene's really badass when she breaks up the fights in the bar.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean,
the opening one better be amazing.
Yeah, just... I don't know, weird choice, I guess, or what else has he done?
You could cheat and use the internet. I'm too lazy. Eyes hurt.
My screen is black right now because I got a conserved battery. You know, I'm thinking like, you know, I think he did. I don't know if you remember this movie, John Q, with Denzel Washington.
Yeah, where he sticks up the hospital.
Yeah, I think
my son is gonna get a kidney right now.
I think he did that one. Nick Cassavetes. I think. I think that was him. So yeah, he can do action. I don't know. We'll see. It's the Notebook.
I wouldn't say that's really action.
Yeah. No, I mean just having the Notebook in your resume just kind of immediately labels you as okay, that guy that can only do that.
That's
thing,
the guy.
But,
no,
yeah.
I think it's okay. Paramount is producing a Volkswagen Diesel scandal flick with Leonardo DiCaprio. Not starring, just producing. Sure, I guess. I think Concussion is going to be the real test if that's a smart idea. Like, All the President's Men work, so, you know, it's the same kind of movie. It's like big public event that has to be made into something, fit the state, snowed in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Concussion has potential. Like, you know, Will Smith obviously has the box office appeal. I think the trailer sells it simply enough that, you know, you can't help but really, you get what the premise is, and, you know, I when that trailer plays, like, you know, I hear people in the background going like, oh, that looks good, I want to see that. So that could do really well. We'll see. Just hopefully it's a good movie.
Yeah. We got a date here for the big legendary monster flick crossover. Godzilla vs. King Kong is coming sometime in 2020. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Does that sound futuristic? 2020.
God, it's... I don't...
I
We've
wish I had
talked
better
about this
vision
before.
for a joke right now. What?
God damn it, yeah. I was going to say something and I fucked up.
The joke was too good.
Goddamn phlegm.
I don't know. There's not really anything to say. We kind of talked about it last week.
No, hell yeah, I'm down for that. But
yeah, right. It's gonna be awesome.
God, it's insane
I hope
that we already
Mothra's
know
in
about
it.
this stuff like way ahead of time.
You have to pitch it this early. Like we already know Rogue One is coming out next year, and there's gonna be Episode 8. You know, in 2 years. So
yeah, like less than that, like probably a year and a half.
Star Wars has always kind of been. Well, never mind.
Because
I
they're
was gonna
doing
say
summer,
always
yeah.
been towards the quarter 3, quarter 4, and then Episode 3 was in March. So who knows?
No, Episode 3 was in May.
No, it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was July 24th, 2005.
No, it was Memorial Day weekend in May. They all were.
Okay, I'm gonna actually Google this.
They all were, dude. Wow.
Because I remember
You are
I
really
went
out of
to...
it. No, that's
No.
the Star Wars
I
weekend,
skipped
yeah.
school to buy my PSP because I pre-ordered it. I needed my PlayStation Portable, and everyone thought I saw Star Wars.
They had
was like, no, I
PSPs
bought
in
my
May
video
at
game.
that time. Yeah, like it
Oh,
wasn't.
yeah,
It
you're
wasn't
right.
July. Yeah.
They
what
were
Are you thinking?
I remember they asked me that. I don't know why. Now I don't know why. I'm blaming it on my vision right now. No, I'm pretty tired, but
yeah, no.
Wes
you're
Anderson,
tired, man. It's like it's 4 a.m. here.
You took a nap, okay? I did physical
I got a
running
2-hour
around
nap.
for
I'm in a
7
room
hours.
with like 14 people. Oh yeah, I swear, the worst snoring I've ever heard in my life.
If I can't hear it right now over the mic, it's not that bad.
Oh no, because I'm outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fucking
Wes
cold out here.
Anderson. Wes Anderson's making another movie. It's gonna be stop motion. It's gonna be about a dog.
It sounds.
I'm all for that.
It sounds Wes Anderson-y, man. I mean, I like Fantastic Mr. Fox a lot.
Yeah,
I
me
had a
too.
lot of
That was really
watching
fun.
that. Yeah. It's an original one though. It's not
Yeah, I believe
like
this
isn't based on Roald
adaptation.
Dahl or anything.
No.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean,
As far as
that should
we
be fun.
know right now,
Well, that should be fun. I mean, the style that
Yeah.
he used in Fantastic Mr.
it was
Fox.
so good.
Yeah, it wasn't like, the nice, slick one. It was very, rough and, like, kind of...
winking at you like, hey, look, we're still crafts.
Yeah, and that was cool. Like, it suits him pretty well, and honestly, like, he's ever in a post-Fantastic Mr. Fox world, he's kind of...
fucking motel.
Yeah, no, I mean, like... God, what was it? That and Moonrise Kingdom. Like, he just kind of... He brought that style to it, like... I think that, like, there's some effects that are, like, specifically done in stop motion or just, have that look to it. You know what I mean?
Like when they got like someone caught them or something. They threw their arms in the air, but their feet were off the ground for longer than they should have been.
Yeah, I mean,
like something like that, like really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, and I guess part of that seems excessive to me, like in the live action stuff that he does. Like, I mean, my point is, I'm glad it's consistently stop motion because, like, just for his last two movies, the blend of that with the effects hasn't really click with me.
Like
personally.
The skiing scene, that was so bad.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, people love it, but I mean, this is honestly how I feel about it. Is like, for the art house crowd, Wes Anderson is basically their version of what Michael Bay is for me.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like,
I mean, because he's crossed over so well over the last couple of years, where it's no longer, have you heard of Rushmore? It's pretty mainstream, his films, like, especially like get nominated, winning Oscars.
I mean, I don't see how, because, like, they're all pretty interchangeable to me. I mean, and I'm the guy.
World Tenenbaums is really good. I haven't seen that recently.
I have seen it. It's not one of my. It's got moments that I like, but I mean, I'm the guy whose favorite film of his is the Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah, you're weird. Have you seen the Hotel Chevalier? The short.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have the DVD, so of course.
Well, yeah, it was also attached theatrically.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did
cool.
that.
They make sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A movie that's coming that I don't really care about, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Bridget Jones' Baby is coming in September.
I haven't seen either of them. I don't care. Renee Zellweger has a job. Good for her.
Yeah, I don't... Now that you mention that, I just remember she got that facelift not too long ago.
I don't know what that looks like.
The internet was like... That's all they were talking about for like a day, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Like 6 months ago now. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Hopefully
TV.
she gets good pay.
No, she definitely will. I mean, those first two movies, people to watch. Women love those movies. Like, those are kind of rom-com that's not for me. Like, it's 100% women's perspective and her choosing between, like, three dudes. Don't really care. TV, HBO's ordered a 1960s feminism pilot from Lena Dunham and the Girls Team. How original. Let's take our show about feminism today and make one of it. Like, I hope she's also on that show, too, playing herself. Like, hey guys, I got a time machine. I mean, I did my really bad Adam Driver impression last week.
No, but I'm laughing at.
I followed you through a wormhole, kid. I got the Force on my side.
Oh man, like, I don't know. Girls is ending pretty. I think this is the last season that they're planning on doing.
Yeah, this one that's coming out.
Is it this one?
I believe this is the last one. I hope it's the last one. I mean, you're up to date on that, right? We've talked about this before. Like, that last season was pretty weird. It really made Hannah's character unbearable almost. Like, I felt the same way about her this last season, the way I did the kid in the Babadook in the beginning. I was like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, no.
Please get off my TV screen.
Yeah, it's like, I get being unlikable or doing stupid stuff and, kind of keeping it relatable, but this was just where it was like, okay, no.
Like, her in the classroom with the the criticism from her peers. Who would act like that? Like,
yeah, I mean,
whatever.
And it's, I don't know. It is funny though, that moment where, like, they're all just kind of pointing out how it's her, and she's literally doing the same things that they say that her character would do, and I did find that funny.
But when she went to the party, like, the next episode was like, did you mean those things you said in class? Because, other TV,
I mean,
Donald Glover. Fuck her. Okay, we gotta move on. I'm getting tired. My eyes hurt. I'm not getting tired.
Hey, well, okay, wait, hold on. So, I'm still processing a '60s pilot about feminism.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It makes sense. I mean, that's the second wave, so the beginning of the second wave.
I think we are in a time like where it makes sense and like it's very timely to have this stuff, but like it's also fucking depressing that we gotta have
this fourth wave of feminism sucks. I don't like it.
I honestly I just hate like it's that we have to turn to the past and like show this stuff. God,
that's the idea,
Suffragette. Yeah, I mean which
I don't want to see that.
Hey, I hope it's a good movie. I
hope it's good too, but that first trailer, I hated that first trailer.
Yeah, with that song in there, that's I'm getting tired of that trend too of just taking an old song that's popular and then making a version of it,
cover that
that is played. I mean, I don't know. It kind of depresses me that we're seeing like I've
never seen one that was good.
I feel like just. It seems like playing all this stuff like we had Selma that came out like and it's just playing we're having our own problems today and we're looking at the past and showing how we try to improve and seeing that there's no improvements. Like I don't know, part of me is starting to believe like, God damn it, is this really healthy? I mean, this is just going to make people more and more angry, and I don't know, some bad might happen out of it, or I don't know, hopefully
something bad has to happen. We need look.
Like
we need something to shake up the digital era.
Yeah,
if you think about like every decade,
it is scary though.
Has something bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like sadly for America, it happened pretty early in the 21st century. It was 2001.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, because think about the shootings that happen. It's kind of now it's just you shrug your shoulders like, oh wow, 2 happened on the same day. Okay, tomorrow, what's happening tomorrow? You don't even care. Yeah. You really don't. It's sad.
Hey, well, Project Mayhem is going to be at work, I'm sure.
TV.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't mean to get that dark, but it's like I don't know. I seriously, I hear that. And it's like, wow, like, well, okay. I mean, it is timely. That's for sure. Hopefully, it's good. That's what it all boils down to.
It's gonna be like Girls. It's gonna be a 30-minute comedy. So I hope it's just different enough that it makes sense. So instead of being considered like the olden style throwback like spinoff.
Yeah, it's like it's not like self-indulgent. It's like, oh, I like the '60s and I like Audrey Hepburn and blah blah blah.
I just wanted a reason to get cool props. Donald Glover's rap comedy that's been up in the air for a while, called Atlanta, has been ordered to a series at FX.
Oh, nice.
So good on him. Yeah, nice. I mean, he left Community and now it's shown. There's a reason now it actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. And I have not listened to any Childish Gambino. I need to get on that. But,
did it?
I had also, you know what? Hey, for Community though, hopefully he comes back for the movie.
If there's a movie,
there will be a movie.
I don't know. Have they released the viewership? Has Yahoo said what kind of numbers they got?
No, but
Yahoo would probably be, unless they do Kickstarter.
They wanted a season 7 right off the bat. Like apparently, because through Yahoo they couldn't say what the numbers were. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's weird for all the streaming stuff. No one has reported the numbers, but Dan Harmon has
said, I'm sure Netflix will for Beast of No Nation.
Yeah, I mean though. Dan Harmon did say, like, yeah, it is pretty much what we thought it was and more. So, and the Nielsen ratings system is flawed because Community.
It's totally flawed.
Yeah, I mean,
you know how it works, right? Have we talked about this before?
Oh yeah. Like,
yeah. Let's not get into it then, because
one person basically represents like 60,000 people, and
something like that, and they get free TV.
And Community's just like it's such a very specific fan base that that not all those people do have those devices anyway. But I mean, the thing is, I guess, because people that were watching Community, they were the people that were pirating the show, and advertisers don't care how many people are watching the show. They want you to watch the ads.
Well, that's that's why HBO doesn't give a shit, because they already make so much money anyway. They're like, oh, Game of Thrones was the #1 piloted thing this year again? Cool, we don't care. That's why we made HBO now, because now they're going to buy it, hopefully.
Yeah. But anyway, hey, good for Donald Glover, man. Like, he's doing good.
He's a Magic Mike XXL, guys. Go watch it. He's great in it.
That's going to be your favorite movie of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. End of the Tour is #1 right now. That's a close second. Just because, people would probably give me a weird look if I said that was my favorite movie. I mean, Mad Max is #3, so.
Man, I honestly can't remember Magic Mike, at all.
I can't get it out
It's
of my
funny
head.
that's
I think I rewatched the final dance on YouTube.
that's
a
our
clip
highest rated review.
Oh yeah,
it's got the highest count, and I don't even remember what my score was.
You were favorable. I believe you were 3 or 3.5.
I wasn't 3.5. Like I think I was maybe 2.5. I don't know. It's good for what it is.
I think you were a 3. Anyway,
maybe
back to TV.
Yeah.
There's a whole heap of comic book adaptations that are coming to the small screen. First off is probably the weirdest get. Hack slash, or like hack slash slash, if you want to say it with the punctuation in there, is coming from the guy that wrote both Hitman movies. It's a good concept. I have it on my computer. I haven't read it. I didn't pirate it, I swear. It's about like a final girl from a movie who trained so she could like hunt and kill the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cool concept.
All right, let me just
probably
stop you
work
right
for
there.
TV.
All right, but you said that it was from the guy that wrote both Hitman movies.
Yeah, so that's not a good sign. But one person doesn't write a TV show.
We mentioned already. You know who wrote those movies? Skip Woods.
Was that really him? Was it Skip Woods?
Yeah.
See, I think what happened was
Both
when
of
they
them.
said his name in the tweet, I said, I don't care about this guy. Skip him. But yeah, I think that's a really cool concept for a TV show, especially if it was like FX or, I don't know, like probably AMC actually with the slate that they have.
Uh-huh. Skip Woods, man. I'm leaving it at that.
You got jokes. I got no.
You got no reaction to that?
My eyes hurt so bad I can't even do it.
Oh my god.
Just Skip Woods. Yeah, I got it. The name works as the joke.
Yeah.
Good thing I memorized this list. Something that's happening supposedly, even though you could have said this 10 years ago and got the same response. Why The Last Man? It's supposedly happening for real this time on TV, on FX. It's in development, but
yeah, I have not. I've never read it, but I know about it. Like,
I check out the first volume. It's a good read. I've read The Run. Like, it's good. It definitely makes more sense on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Like, because it's been in development forever. Like, I think Dan Trachtenberg was the last guy attached to direct it.
Yeah, a while ago. I think he dropped off about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's moving. Because I'm tired of hearing about it.
Well, I mean, the thing that you got to remember is that it didn't get completed. Like, The Run, I think it ended in, like, 2008. So it is still a fairly recent comic book. But Brian K. Vaughan, like, he has great stuff. He's writing a series right now called Saga. That's undoubtedly going to become either a movie or a TV show in the not-too-distant future. I wouldn't be surprised if the rights are actually already made for him. So.
All right, well, we'll see, man.
We'll see. Also FX, they're making, well, not just FX, but also Fox. They're making 2 X-Men related series, Hellfire and Legion. Your speculation totally makes sense. Fox, all they own is X-Men, and they're related. It would make sense if they either did what Warner does, where they have their TV separate universe, or even more so if they did Disney and had one collective. Especially when you got to remember that, Hugh Jackman's got one movie left, so they're probably not going to do another Wolverine. So introducing these new characters could hopefully, give them more people put in movies.
I mean, that
makes more sense. They do a good job with X-Men.
Yeah, because Hugh Jackman is basically the face of that franchise, and since he's not going to be in any more movies after that, then you have to find a way to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
and they know that. Yeah,
definitely leaving, and probably Nicholas Hoult and all the first class people. You would think that they'd be moving on now.
Like, this is going to be the last one. Yeah, it's so. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that franchise. Like, they're going to try to milk it. I don't know if that's going to work.
Well, oh no, that's why they got Gambit and Deadpool. Like, they're obviously branching out. I mean, it's the same universe, but that's probably what the show is going to be like too, or those shows. There are 2 of them. There was an X-Men-esque show in the past. It was called Mutant X. Did you ever hear about that or see it? It was something weird. It was like Marvel Television, and it was like their way around the Fox exclusivity to the characters, so they kind of made their own thing. But it was obviously like X-Men.
I think
if the title didn't hint at that.
Was this like? This was like in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, like early in the mid. Like he was on TV, I think, at the same time Smallville was.
Yeah, I remember. Before. Yeah, I remember the name. I didn't know that was Marvel though.
Yeah.
Wow.
They basically made X-Men, like a live-action X-Men, to try and make their own money since they couldn't make X-Men movies.
Wow.
Like, the characters were completely new, but it was the same thing. It was like the gene. I never saw it. It was, you know, like there's a mutation in the species, and now you got special abilities. that is Marvel. That's all they do.
Sorry.
One more comic book property. Seth Rogen, and I'm assuming also Evan Goldberg, are shopping around adaptation of Garth Ennis's The Boys. Mm-hmm. That's also the writer of Preacher. The series isn't nearly as good. It is a good concept, even though they are doing similar things right now, like Powers, the PlayStation show is kind of similar. Basically, there's like a special section of the government that takes down superheroes when they go rogue. It's how they keep them in line. So they're called the Boys. And like the main character is modeled off Simon Pegg. Like everyone knows this. So like that's very meta, especially if they got him. It's not going to happen because it's TV.
No,
that'd be cool. But yeah, like I read the first volume. I thought it was okay, but it's a good idea for TV. But like I said, it's kind of similar to Powers, which is about a police division that specializes in superhero like arrests. There's also that Powerless show, like, you know, the workplace comedy about superheroes that's coming in a couple years or a year from now. So it's like a running trend now.
This is in development, though. Is it at AMC?
I don't think it's in development. I think just Seth Rogen is pitching it.
Oh, okay. I mean,
but it would make sense that would be AMC.
Yeah, because if it's getting picked up, then that's just good news for Preacher.
It's not really related to.
But
I wouldn't be surprised though if it did get developed that they would tie them together somehow.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing now. You know, shared universes, everything's connected. And
the Garth Ennis verse on AMC Thursdays at 5 or whatever.
Yeah,
you get animated series.
So weird, like I don't know, for like the harder adult stuff to see that happen.
What's weird about it is, like,
as a kid, fiction, like, you know, seeing that in cartoons, that was always cool. But yeah,
but like I remember dreaming of a shared universe. Like this makes sense, and like DC animated shows used to do it. Like there was Batman and there's Superman. Then there was like the Batman and Superman Adventures, the Justice League, and it was all tied together. And it kind of was like that too for the Marvel shows. But even in like in actual literature, like I've talked about being a Bret Easton Ellis fan before. All of his stories are connected in some way or another. And like the most obvious and notable is that Patrick Bateman's brother, Sean Bateman, is the main character. Well, one of the three main characters in Rules of Attraction. So like if you look at it this way, James Vanderbeek is Christian Bale's younger brother. There's actually supposed to be a Patrick Bateman scene in Rules of Attraction that they cut because for some reason or another, Lionsgate didn't want to make it happen, or I don't know. But yeah, like I thought a shared universe, and obviously you know the View Askew universe, but it seriously is like everywhere now, and people are going to get sick of it eventually, right? Because it's too much to keep up with at a certain point.
Well, having things bridged together, like with View Askew, where like the thing I'm thinking of is what's his name? The guy that Michael Keaton plays in every Elmore Leonard adaptation. You get what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
You know, there's stuff where it's like
Jack
you know,
Ryan's and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like okay, there's those loose connections that bridge everything together, but it's not like. You know, I mean, that stuff's always fun when it's like, you know, you can look at it. It's like, oh, so there's a bit of a connective tissue there. Or, you know, it's like with Tarantino having different brands, you know, keeping things in the same universe. Like, all that stuff is
Rodriguez,
cool.
for that matter.
Yeah. I mean, it like, I don't mind that stuff. It's when you're, like, directly... Like, if you're winking at it, it's fine. But if you directly acknowledge, like... the other, movie or property, like, or you bridge them together in a way that's
like a flashback.
Yeah, like if it's fully connected to tie into one big story, then that's kind of where it just gets a little confusing, I think.
Because like I've seen every Marvel movie, I've seen some of them multiple times.
Like, and yeah, that's for Marvel it works.
Like phases work, because like if it's just a phase, like it's easier to keep up with. But I still get confused. I'm like, wait, what's this stone do? This is a purple one. What's that? Like,
I don't know what the Infinity Stones do.
Right?
I don't even know how many have been caught at this point. I just know that everyone's.
I think there's been like 3 now. But like, okay, Thanos has a gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's a fucking fist. If you put all the stones in that, you can have like ultimate control of the universe. You control time and energy and like everything. Like that's the idea. So it's like no one can stop it. And the gems like create the fabric of the universe, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's all cosmic.
Yeah,
it's Jack Kirby. That's the stuff he did.
Yeah, I mean, in the movies, it's kind of, I don't know. They've gotten less and less interesting. Like the Tesseract in the Avengers, that I remember.
That kind of sucked. I really liked.
Yeah, I remember it
Vision.
though. Like.
It was the Mind Stone, right? That gave Vision his powers, or created Vision, rather.
I don't remember. It was something in the scepter.
It was some stone in his head. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's one that can make like a dead body into a superhero, pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's an Infinity Stone. It can do an infinity amount of things.
Not really, but yeah. Key and Peele are producing a show at Fox for a Vine celebrity. I can't remember his name. So we're there now. I mean, you got YouTube stars getting scripted for movies and all that jazz.
Well, that's been going on for a while, yeah.
Yeah, but this is, a Fox show that's going to happen starring a Vine celebrity. It's pretty cool.
I don't think I can, you can't blame them. Like, if...
No, I didn't say blame them. I said that's pretty cool.
Yeah, okay. I mean... I don't know. Part of me, I guess, just wants to knock on the idea right away, because when people get famous on the internet, it's usually a 15 minutes type thing of they do something stupid. It's not something that's actually creative.
Bieber.
But then again, like if it is like a good creative talent, then I can't. As I say with everything, like I won't knock it till I see it. But
what I think is interesting.
It is interesting that we're there, though. Yeah.
Well, being a Vine star means that you're famous, for 7 seconds. Or is it 5? I believe it's 5.
Yeah.
So I want to see
just a short amount of time. So like,
yeah. So I want to see if those
show?
fans cross over to the 22 or the 24-minute sphere. Like, are they just as interested, or is it too much for them?
Well, not only that, but is your content as good then as you are like online on Vine? That's. Or then again, I don't know. Is it going to be like a variety show where it's just 7-second sketches, like, and then they just
no clue?
In ADD culture, we all have short attention spans, so maybe that could be a thing.
My guess is that it's a scripted half-hour comedy.
Yeah, like.
I mean, it's Kid Peele, and they have a deal, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Variety shows are hard to make, especially it's Fox. I don't believe they've ever had one besides Mad TV.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see, though.
Yeah, something cool. We were talking about Lego for a little bit. Rosario Dawson is joining the Lego Bat family. She's going to be Batgirl.
Huh.
It's a good change of pace. Batgirl's usually white, so maybe it's going to be a black Batgirl. Or Puerto Rican and black.
Yeah, or they're just going to whitewash it.
That would make more sense. I mean, it is James Gordon's daughter, so...
Yeah, we'll see. I don't. I mean, I don't want to knock it. I've always pictured Batgirls like I figured they would have gone for like a young teen star, or someone that's fairly young. But
it's a voice,
I'm not gonna knock
it doesn't matter. But
it's cool that they're including Batgirl though.
No, I think they're going to go really far in this movie, because this Lego Batman movie is going to be very campy. Like, the Lego games have a certain sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Very tongue-in-cheek. Like,
yeah.
I'm playing Lego Batman 2 right now, and, like, Superman, when he comes on screen, like, Batman's making jokes about him, just like in the movie. It's like Robin's, like, blushing, and he's like, oh my god, he's my savior. And Batman's like, he'll let you down, kid. So, like, they have to have a lot of the stuff to kind of please, not just the kids, but the parents that are bringing them there. I hope there's Ace the Bat Hound so bad. If you don't know who he is, like, Batman and Superman both had, like, canine sidekicks in the, like, 60s, 70s. Mm-hmm. So there's Crypto the Superdog, and there was Ace the Bat Hound, and, like, they would do adventures together, too. Here's a character on Batman Beyond. Like, anytime you see old Bruce walking around the Batcave, that's Ace as old man. Or old dog,
yeah,
rather.
Man. No, that sounds awesome, man.
I hope he's a little Lego character. Other Lego news, though. Lego Movie is getting a 4D follow-up at Legoland. Good for them. I like that. I really like those.
Like a 4D ride?
Like just an attraction. It's probably movie kind of in the same vein as Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, or the Bugs Life Theater, or
I was thinking like
Shrek at Universal Studios.
I was thinking the entire movie like getting a 4D conversion or something like that.
No. This is one of those like Terminator
that's cool.
2 at Universal. Yeah, where I'm assuming it could have on-rails stuff too, but just, you sit in a theater, oh no, there's stuff under your chair, and you feel misprolass and whatever. But it could also be like the Simpsons ride. I don't know. It's too early to say.
I've never been on that either, but
it's okay. It's fun.
Yeah,
not as good as Back to the Future.
I gotta go to theme parks again, like soon.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's fun. Not right now. It's Halloween time, so.
Yeah.
Talk about digital for a little bit. Playboy, if you haven't heard, has fully, or they are gonna fully ditch. Not fully ditch. They're gonna ditch fully nude models in print. Hugh Hefner said something like, in this day and age with the internet, the naked body is no longer, that much of a draw. Their readership has dropped significantly over the last couple of years. So yeah, they're gonna do like semi-nude or like more tasteful stuff, because most of their readers, subscribers, it's for the articles now. It's no longer about the Playmates, because you can get that online anyway.
Yeah.
It's interesting, especially because they're all out there. I know Larry Flint said something earlier. He's like, yeah, fuck you, old man. I still show the trim, man. Or something like that.
That's interesting that we're there. I mean,
it's
yeah,
kind of cool.
It is. Yeah, like it makes sense though.
Totally makes sense. I'm sure women out there are happy, or not the ones that want to be in it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But that is something that I keep forgetting is like, there are actually decent articles on there, well-respected ones that are at least, quoted often.
They're like cartoons. They're supposed to be pretty funny. Like, it's a pretty. It was originally just Gentleman's Magazine. It was like you're a literal playboy, like you're a bachelor. This is for you. Like, there's some naked women here or there, but here's a movie review. Here's an article by a well-respected author. Here's like a novel in 10 small forms. So like serialized fiction.
It's still it's a very big thing though. I mean, because Playboy's obviously it's known. Like, I don't know how it's gonna manage to keep its how it's gonna shape its identity now, because it is known as that magazine where there's new chicks. Like
we'll see.
But yeah, I mean, quite an interesting change to the times.
It doesn't really matter, considering magazines are going to go out of print in how long from now? I mean, newspapers are basically there. The New York Times earlier this week announced that every issue comes with like a QR code on the front page that allows you a one-day pass for their digital edition. Mm-hmm. So they know they're getting there.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we got e-magazines at this point.
Yeah, which is better because you don't have to wait for it to come to the mail. That you get exclusive stuff, and if there's an article you like, you press a button, and then you get a video interview and all that shit.
Yeah,
I say this while having up-to-date subscription to Entertainment Weekly, so in print form. I'll never read that on the computer. I don't care. It's just so I can do something when I take a shit. Really.
No. Just bring your laptop with you.
Yeah, I don't like bringing.
You got a smartphone. That's what you have that for.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like taking a shit's supposed to be like relaxation and a release, if you will, from your day-to-day activities. And when you take your phone in there with you, it's like, I don't know. I'd rather have a splash page.
Are we really talking about this? There is this meme that I thought was perfect. Like it's just this picture of people on a subway going like, everyone's holding their phones, sort of like, wow, we're so antisocial today. And then you see a picture from like the 1930s and 1940s where it's the same thing except they're all holding up newspapers. Like,
yeah,
there's no difference really.
Yeah, there really is though.
I mean,
when you're done reading the newspaper, you throw it away because you can't keep reading it. With your smartphone, there's something new every 5 minutes.
Well, self-control,
Like, you don't think... Like, if there was a new print of the newspaper, like, every 3 hours, that they would have been buying it still?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
Back on our show.
It's easy to... Yeah.
This is so off topic.
Yeah.
Snapchat...
It's that episode.
Well, yeah. Snapchat has suspended production on original programming. They laid off, like, the entire team. We talked about this probably, like, 10 weeks ago. They're joining the original content sphere. And they have had some stuff. Plus they have, like, the what the hell do they call it? The Discover section where, like, Comedy Central has little shorts and whatnot. It's kind of weird. I mean, they have a ton of subscribers, a lot of money. I don't know why they would stop something before it even happens, because I definitely see the potential for like a show that's like 3 minutes long once a week on there. But whatever, I don't have the money, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I think I found it slightly just a little bit ridiculous when we talked about it, but. And I'm not exactly like happy or unhappy about this, but
well, do you even use Snapchat though?
No, not at all. Like I'm
not the audience.
Well, yeah, I got no reason to take pictures of stuff all the time.
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, I don't use it that way anymore. It's like, hey, I'm bored. I want to share with some friends what I'm doing. I don't want to put it on a public forum so people can comment and gossip about it, and it only lasts 5 seconds. So.
I don't know. That seems intrusive to me. Like, it's like, oh, I'm bored. Here, here's a picture of what's on my computer screen right now. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, look at that for like.
I mean, earlier I took a photo of my makeup, put it on there. So I didn't want to. Huh?
I am so out of touch with how people communicate these days, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my problem. But yeah, no, I mean, it works for some people, and
it's meant for sexting, okay?
Yeah. No,
that's the only reason it exists. Everyone knows.
Well, and that's probably why I will eventually get it. But, original content. I don't know. Just it never. It would be an interesting way for them to branch out, but I guess that they're not able to find a way to make it work. That's probably why they're killing it, or maybe it's just a bad decision on their part and someone's going to take the idea somewhere else. We'll see.
I'm pretty sure it's probably something along the lines of they're afraid of bursting their bubble before it happens.
Yeah.
And they don't want to spend money that they're going to be losing anyway.
Like, Snapchat it's only, what,
like I said,
2 or 3 years old at this point?
Yeah, about that. It's about 3 years old.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty young, but it's huge for being its own thing. Because Facebook tried to buy them forever ago. That didn't work. Then they tried to make their own version, which also didn't work, and they gave up on that. They're their own thing. It's like its own version of the internet. And whatever. I mean, Instagram has its own kind of version, but not really. Moving on, tech. Apple. It's kind of been talked about recently for us for a reason. They're releasing stuff. Yeah. Every iMac display now, every single iMac has a 4K or better display. Some of them have 5K.
Well, that's good.
So that's good. Yeah, that's good. The only problem is that most people don't buy their desktops. So if you are shooting 4K content on your iPhone 6s or 6s Plus, you can cut it now. Also, like iMovie has been unified to work with a 4K workflow. Mm-hmm. Whether you're on iOS or OS X 10, it's going to transfer between both. That's really cool. But you can't watch it unless you have other monitors. So maybe this will it's supposed to push people to buy one of their iMacs. But like I said, no one buys them. It's not. You can't take it with you. It's not trendy.
Yeah, but I mean, for filmmakers though, that is good.
Yeah, like if I was to buy another computer, I'd get a built-in or a desktop.
Yeah,
I'm not looking
like
at a
for
laptop
desktop.
next time.
Yeah, I mean, like for a desktop, like I don't know what I want to get yet. Like I know I'll probably just get like a cheap PC or something as a laptop, but you know, this could be a comeback for them. You know, who knows? I mean, because
they don't need a comeback, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like
desktops.
I don't, you know, I don't know what that you know, you can record stuff in 4K, but like, you know, who knows what that footage will actually look like? Like, if you look it on your phone, it's probably not going to look that amazing, but on display, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, that is one step in the right direction.
I guess.
Oh, well, I mean, what's wrong with it?
No, it's just like I said. No one buys their 4K displays, or not their displays, their desktops. Like,
well, I don't. It's
schools do, but not really. Like, think about it? How long is it going to take for a university to buy one of those 4K displays? Or not displays, but IMAX. Like, they're just came out.
Yeah, they're probably pretty pricey right now, huh?
Well, not even that. It's just they definitely have computers right now that work fine. Like, donors and taxpayers aren't going to be okay with buying those.
Well, I'll leave it at that.
Amazon.
I got no response. I can't argue with that. Yeah.
Amazon is currently working on adding over 190,000 captions to programs on their instant video service, which is nice. I mean, I'm not deaf, I'm not hard of hearing, but when I do watch something, it is a good idea to have it.
It's nice to have the subtitles on. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure I'm guessing for you, for Beast of No Nation, you probably turned those on the captions to try to.
No, I didn't use them. Actually, I was okay. We'll talk about this during the episode.
Yeah, I would have,
but I thought about doing it, and in certain points I just played it back. I understood most of it. But yeah, good on Amazon.
Yeah. I agree.
I got one last thing before we get to our after show, or after show. NBC Universal is launching their own video on demand service called SEESO, SEESO. I don't get it. It's going to cost $3.99 a month. It's ad free, and it's going to be dedicated to comedy. It's going to have Parks and Rec and The Office and all their shit. They're going to have original programming. There's going to be an Upstanding Citizens Brigade thing, a couple other things. It's a cool idea. It's almost like Hulu, except it's just going to be NBC. But a lot of people watch their stuff, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, but how many bucks a month?
$4. Yeah, it's going to be, I believe they're going to have stuff that is, Tastemaker approved. Like, they're going to select certain things. It's coming. I can't remember when it's launching. It's gonna be. It's at the end of the year. There's gonna be a beta, not a beta, but invite, and then there's gonna be the wide release, I believe, in February.
I gotcha. I mean, yeah, it's all going there. I mean, 4 years from now, the cable delivery system will probably be dead.
Well, that's what I just hope doesn't happen, though, because when you look at something like Netflix that has a lot of NBC's programming, like I mentioned, The Office and Parks and Rec, are they going to yank that deal because they have their own service now?
Probably.
I mean, that's why
Netflix is getting more into original programming because, they completely changed the landscape. But
that's also why they raised the price.
Yeah, their contracts are going to run out for all their stuff. I mean, pretty soon, and all the networks are going to want to keep their stuff and build their own services. I can totally see that going there. That's the thing is with streaming. I could see it going to the price of every streaming service is kind of like its own channel, and it'll be like a cable package, except you get a streaming package, and it'll be the same price of what cable is now. I can totally see it going that way, and that makes sense. The golden age of streaming for a nice low price is going to end pretty soon.
I mean, it is the way it is now. You have a device, whether it's a PlayStation, an Xbox, a TV, Apple TV, or your phone. You have the apps on there, and it's ooh, I want to watch Amazon. Ooh, I want to watch Netflix. Ooh, I want to see Hulu. And you just open the app, and the TVs do already do that. But yeah, it's probably not going to be too far from now, especially because things like Sling and PlayStation View themselves already are apps. That it's going to be like app TV. It's going to be app monitor. It's not going to be even called TV anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and even for live stuff, like I know for ESPN you can stream live games, but
yeah,
it's your ESPN now. Yeah, it's limited though to like certain devices. Like I think only for me, I can only do that on my Xbox or, my iPad. Like, I mean, that needs to branch out a bit more, but.
Yeah, it's it's service provider too is more of what it was.
And there's a lot of people that watch the news too, so that's gonna have to move online, like for live programming, like Bill O'Reilly and all that crap.
CNN streamed the Democratic debate, which was fucking huge. They got crazy numbers for that. It was like the most watched political event, like in years. I think they had said since like 2004 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 2004 presidential debates. Anyway, this week, did you watch anything besides the things that we have episodes for coming up in a second?
No, well, okay, I did rewatch To the Wonder, just because I was in the mood for that. But
still haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's
I'll watch that when I see the rest of Malik stuff.
I don't think it's the best one, but I don't know. It's weird because like I thought about it, and it might be the one that I've revisited the most. Like I know it got a lot of people were divided, but I think it's it's pretty clear. And I don't for me like
about all of his stuff. So
yeah, for me it's not as out there. Maybe the way that it's told,
it's more linear.
It's more linear, and but like there's basically no dialogue sequences. It's all voiceover heavy, and I don't know. Like I do enjoy. I mean, because it's basically a meditation on relationships, and so for me, like there's a lot that I can get from that when I'm watching it that I think about, but also like just the general atmosphere of. Like I like living in that world, like similar to like how watching Tree of Life, it's just being at peace and letting these thoughts just kind of come and go, like as you're watching it. Like I do enjoy experiencing it that way, but anyway, I mean it's an art film, so I don't want to sound too much like a fucking pretentious asshole talking about what I got out of it. I mean, I don't think it's a
art film, so
yeah, it's like I don't think it's a great movie, but I do think it's a really good one, and it's gotten me to go back and rewatch it and get something different out of it. And I don't, also a part of me did also like I don't know, a part of me was also thinking like, oh well, this is interesting. This is Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne backstory. In a way of just how he keeps failing at relationships, but I kind of got a kick out of thinking about it that way. I did also see the Uninvited, the original film from I think it's 1944. I saw that at the Alamo Drafthouse, and it's a fun ghost story. Nice and old fashioned. It gets pretty convoluted and has random plot points that come in, but. I didn't, I was expecting it just to be like some horror film, and there is more of a comedic element to it, so it's pretty nice. It's good fun. I didn't think it was that not one of the greats for me, but I had a good time watching it, and I enjoyed the food. So, but that pretty much covers it for me this week.
It's like every time we go to Elmo, all you do is talk about the food. I swear.
Yeah.
I watch a couple things. Probably the best thing I saw this week, Red Oaks, the Amazon show. I saw the pilot during the pilot season, and I really liked it. Directed by David Gordon Green. Happy to say he returns for 2 other episodes, so he directs 3 overall. Amy Heckerling directed 2 also. One of the ones she does is like a Freaky Friday riff, which is pretty fun. But it has like a really good, upbeat 80s feel to it. It's kind of like Caddyshack meets Say Anything meets like a John Hughes world. Cutesy, fun, like party at the country club. I want to date the president's daughter type thing. I check it out. The main kid from what's it called? Fuck, I just lost it. Craig Roberts from The Submarine. He's the main guy. So he's good.
Oh yeah, the Richard Ayoade.
Yeah, the film. Yeah,
flick. Yeah.
Coming of age film in England. Yeah, he plays the main kid. English accent, not English, but American accent. Pretty good. Didn't know where he's coming from. I saw 3 other films this year that are all horror, outside of Bay of Blood. Unfriended, which I really liked, besides for reasons outside of its story, because that kind of sucked.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't digging the whole Ghost in the Machine literal thing. It was good. I liked the movie, but it wasn't bad. I preferred what they did with the Skype conversation and how it worked on the internet with the Spotify picking songs and having the private iMessages and the Facebook messages and Facebook statuses and looking at YouTube.
Just the way it's told, yeah.
Yeah, like the way it's told. And it exactly was what I was thinking it was going to be. Like, I mentioned this, I checked our Letterboxd conversation from months ago when you saw it. I said, oh, it kind of sounds like Noah, that short film that was at TIFF a couple years ago.
I still haven't seen that, yeah.
You should watch it. I linked to it on the comments and also on my own review. Same kind of idea of like telling the story, how it's almost like its own medium. Like, it's still a film, but it's like the internet film. Like, it's for millennials, you know. And so I thought that was perfect for the story they were trying to tell, since it's like an anti-bullying film. Everything I've seen from Bloom so far, besides The Purge, I've really liked. So hopefully Paranormal Activity is really good. The first one, when I see it sometime in the next couple of days or week or whatever it is.
I think you really, I mean, it's kind of a key thing for these. Like, you need some sort of good speaker system.
Or some sort of really good suspension of disbelief.
Well, I mean, just because, like, for Unfriended, like, I did, it's funny because I saw that in a theater, like, and, I mean, I didn't,
Seems like the weirdest thing to be projected on a big screen.
You know what? It worked. Like, when I went, it was one of the. I got lucky because I was in one of the rooms that had great sound and great projection. Like, they threw the Sony 4K logo right before the movie, so like everything was very, very vivid. Like, just everything on the desktop, like, the text, like everything that's on the browser, like, and which seems weird, but it was pretty cool. And just, I don't know. There's something about the way that they like build up the scares, like, or just the big moments. There's just like that hum that picks up, and it's just so fucking unnerving.
The static of the Skype calls, which is 100% authentic.
Yeah, and like it really got to me when I was in the theater. Like, especially for Paranormal Activity, that is very crucial. Just the sound, like, because I mean, this and that, they're so minimal that you really, it's a big part of it that you really need just to get any scare to work whatsoever. And
did you?
I mean, for Unfriended, that did work for me. Like, especially the just that moment where I mean, I don't want to. Well, it's in the trailer, unfortunately. Like, and I did watch the trailer for it after. Yeah, I mean, they spoil like so much big stuff in there, but that moment where the guy's just like looking right into the other camera, and then it just cuts out, like, just the way that the sound built up, and then when they cut back into what is actually happening there, like, that really fucked me up that night. Like, I had trouble sleeping because that was just on my mind the whole time.
Did you read into the production? People are pretty aware that the film's in one shot.
Yeah, and it's a bunch. I think it's a bunch of different takes though put together because.
From what I read is that they did a lot of different takes, but what ended up in it was the one cut that they did. Well, not the one, but one of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're still. They shot in one take, but you still have to edit like what comes up on the screen, like but I'm sure they're all in their room doing everything at the same time.
I thought it was weird that they lowered the volume of the phone call or the Skype call when Blair was doing her own stuff. Like, that kind of didn't make sense. Like, I get it. Like, it made you focus on what she was doing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if you read this. They were an actual house altogether when they filmed it, and they had a budget to like decorate their room the way they wanted to. I think it was like in Rancho Cucamonga or something. And they had like a huge house with like 6 bedrooms, 7 bedrooms. So they used, I think it was like GoPros or like just some 4K camera, and they didn't use an actual iMac camera. But really cool. Like, I think a lot of people, I'd buy it for $1. Like, I liked it. I think it was good entertainment. Not like I said, the story's not that good, but it's not long. It's pretty original, and I thought it was fun.
Yeah. I don't know if you know. If I buy it for $1, I mean, because your scale is like, so you would watch this again, right?
Yeah, I'd watch it again. I mean, that's not exactly what I mean. Like, if I was at a store and I hadn't seen it and it was in the dollar bin, I think it's worth $1.
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's one of those movies that I like, but most horror movies, like, unless there's a solid story, a solid character, which I do think this had a solid message behind it, which is nice to see that be in a horror film. Because it makes it better than just being a movie about like scares. It's just a stupid concept. There is more behind it, but I had a good theatrical experience, and I don't think that I would enjoy this the same way. I realized that also when I saw the first time. I tried watching it. It'll never have the time that screen. And I saw like crap, this is the hype building up around the franchise. So. I do think it's worth shouting out and see it in the best possible environment that you can. Great sound because it should be a memorable experience. But I mean, if it's just something that you just watch on TV, I'm pretty sure it'll go on Netflix pretty soon because it's.
It's definitely gonna do Netflix.
Yeah, like I think there's actually a deal for that. So
makes sense.
But. It's a really good movie. I wouldn't watch it again just because I don't think there's much for you to get out of the second viewing. But I really appreciate how that was made. Like I don't know if they got a documentary on the making of on the Blu-ray, but I'd love to check that out.
Telling you, watch Noah. I saw 2 other things. We'll talk about the lesser one first. The other girl, or the Final Girls, is something I talked you into maybe doing a review for, but I'm happy we skipped on. It's an okay film. It's kind of like The Last Action Hero or Pleasantville. People get sucked into a movie, except there's some other stuff going on. It's the slasher film that they get into, which is basically a knockoff of Friday the 13th. The main girl, her mother's in it. And she died, and the day it happens is like the 3rd anniversary of her death. So that's the setup, but it's whatever. Like they kind of, for one thing, they never explain how they got into the film itself. It's pretty cheap. It's not as smart as it thinks it is. It kind of does like the Scream thing with Jamie Kennedy's character, but their version, Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley, isn't like he's good, but he's not as pivotal. It looked good. The soundtrack was cool. Like, it was fun, but like I kind of got lost on the way because, like I said, there wasn't really an explanation for what it was. There was no, like, I don't know. The stakes were lowered because of that. It was okay. Like, that's all I got to say for it. The cast was good, but it felt. It was written by the kid from. You haven't seen Near Dark, Catherine Bigelow film.
No, I want
Whatever.
to.
You got to see it. That's fucking awesome. I saw that last year during my Halloween thing. Really good vampire movie.
I know.
Like the polar opposite of Twilight.
I know. Like I've seen the Blu-ray cover, and I know they're capitalizing on Twilight for that, and that's kind of been a turnoff. But I know. I know. I got to check it out.
Yeah. I saw one last thing, and this is one we're probably going to talk about. I saw It Follows like 2 nights ago. I thought it was okay.
All right, keep going.
When I after watching it, I was like, okay, that's a cool concept of VD, like supernatural killer, I guess. But like there was a lot of stuff going on that took me out of it. For one thing, the 360 pans that happened like 2 or 3 times. The weird era it's supposed to take place in. It's like they're all watching CRT TVs and go to an old theater, yet this one girl has like a weird clamshell phone design that doesn't exist, and no one else has a phone, and they all drive old cars. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that really did take me out of it because, like, I brought this up on Letterboxd. Like, that's a big thing that I like the movie, but that really bothered me was like I'm getting tired of this trend of just everyone being so nostalgic for the '80s, and I really love the score. I love the mood that you get out of this, but then it just seemed like it just kind of went overboard. And then there's really no sense of time of like okay, is this present day? Is this
What's
supposed
up
to be
with
the
what's up with their mom? Where they're just running all over the place?
Yeah, I mean, like, no one has a phone, but there's a clamshell phone, and I think maybe that's supposed to be the point, is that okay, this is some really messed up reality. This isn't our own, but I mean, it's one of those horror films for me where like, there's some really, really creepy, like, messed up imagery in there that.
Oh yeah, well,
and
when
I love
the tall dude shows up. That was fucking pretty scary.
Yeah, and I just I love the simplicity. Like, I love the way that it's shot too. Like, it's just the like general mood and atmosphere of it, and it's something that I just liked watching happen. Like, you'd always anticipate like things with this sense of dread, and just as an afterthought, like even right now talking about it, I'm looking out at Lady Bird Lake right now in Austin, and
there's someone walking from really far away trying to fucking get you, but they can't run, but they're gonna get you eventually.
It's just one of those things where like I'm thinking like okay, someone's just gonna pop out, or someone might be behind me, and I'm like
that, like it is a scary concept.
Yeah,
but...
and it's just like it's just so great, like how they just make someone just walking towards you in a straight line seems scary, and it really is unnerving. Like I love how brilliant that is. It's like it's just someone walking. And you just know that they're gonna kill. They're supposed to kill you, and it's like. I mean, yeah, there were just so many like really, really great moments that I loved in it, but
I thought that the main girl wasn't that good. She really took me out of it. I liked some of the people around her. I liked Hugh and her friend, the guy that always hanging out with her, and her sister Paul, I think his name was. But like, I thought the acting wasn't that good, and she kind of I don't know what it was. Like, she seemed psycho. Like, obviously she was going through something pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
But in comparison to Hugh, who's just like fuck someone, just do it. Like I did to you. Speaking of which, I thought that was probably one of the best moments of the film, the reveal to the It in the wheelchair specifically, like the way they set that up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, interesting point of view.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like, as far as I mean, that's not my favorite scene, but like, yeah, it is.
I just like the way it was shot. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got a very kind of like a Kubrick vibe, kind of from The Shining, like, yeah, specifically that bathroom scene. But
what I got from have you seen Rabid by David Cronenberg?
No, I'm like way behind.
Yeah, and that's not the one that most people have seen. It's not the same, but basically there's this girl and like she has another orifice on her body, and like it turns people into zombies. But I don't know. I kind of got a same feel, not the zombies thing, but like a venereal disease that's a killer, basically. I like that concept. It's just I didn't think it was that terrifying. Like, yeah, like now that you're talking about it, I have my eyes closed and I can't see anything. If there was something like if they made a sequel and like the character like went blind, like that'd be fucking scary. Okay, but like there's talk. Like, the directors talked about it. Like, oh yeah, in the second one maybe they trace the origins to the first one. But yeah, I didn't really like the universe. I didn't think it was that terrifying. I thought it was good and unique, but not like crazy original like everyone was saying it was. Like, in comparison to the Babadook, which were the two films that I had to watch, this one is definitely the lesser in my opinion. But yeah, the score is great, and it looked pretty good, and there's like some spooky moments, or like just the concept is good, but I don't know, like that final pool scene too, like that was weird. Like,
I ducked actually, like when
really?
This wasn't even in 3D, and there was stuff being hurled at the camera, and like I love that moment because like it's God, well, without really spoiling it, it's like, it kind of, they have like, that sort of 80s movie montage of like, okay, we're doing this plan and hey, it should work. And it's like, for a second I'm thinking like, okay, it's not that stupid work. Because this thing just walks in a straight line, but they set up that rule of like, hey, it's pretty smart. Don't think it's not. And then, when that happens, it's like, oh shit, that's right. All this thing we've seen it do is just walk in a straight line, but it's not fucking stupid. Like, and I just thought that was a cool moment of like, oh shit, it can do that. Like, there's so much. It's not like it's making it up. It's just there's more at stake. Like, I guess than
I think it's gonna work better with a sequel. I hope there's a sequel.
I really don't, like, because it's not the origin that's interesting. Like,
well, they don't necessarily have to do an origin. It's just like with this concept, you can apply it to anyone. And like I said, I didn't like the main girl. It'd be more interesting for a really geeky guy that's a virgin. Yeah, like he got, like, say he got like molested by his father or something. Okay, like that'd be okay. Interesting.
Like that's how you get it.
Yeah,
that's intense. But a couple of things I gotta say though. I mean, it's just because I heard you bring up this point. Like, the 360-degree pans. Like the first one that you see, you don't don't get it. Yeah, but then. Like, after seeing the movie, and I'm sure, like, this is something that would reward on a repeat viewing, but knowing what's happening, like, I just think about it, it's like, that's pretty fucking hilarious. It's like, she's just running away from this thing that no one is seeing, like, and knowing what it's looked like before, it's probably just this, like, a naked old person just, like, covered in blood, and like the neighbors are just looking at you like, you're okay. Oh yeah, it's fine. I'm just
or some chick that's a total prostitute.
I'm just gonna run over here, and just kind of go around in a circle. Like, I don't know. That's pretty funny. And oh my god, that opening kill, like that moment.
I loved that. That was so cool. That was like the best part of the movie up until it started.
Like, just such a brilliant way to open that movie. Like. By the way, cell phones do exist because she fucking
because she had a fucking cell phone.
Like, God, why don't
There's weird. Right. It's a weird. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you set it in the present day and they were driving regular cars and having real conversations and not going to see Charade at some movie theater with an organ. Okay,
hipsters, I mean, well, here's another thing I got to bring this up.
And it's in Detroit. Okay,
what's with that Detroit commentary in there?
I was never allowed to go past 12 Mile. I didn't even know what 8 Mile was, and like part of me just wanted to see. Did you not see the Eminem movie? You knew what was down there, right? Like, I don't know. God, that's all. Oh no, that's all we've got for this episode.
No, this guy that what's the other? I don't know if you saw the other movie he directed, and you might, because it could be up your alley.
Yeah,
I think it's the Myth
I read
of the
name.
American Sleepover. Or
yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm kind of interested after reading about it for a little bit.
Which you could like. I didn't really connect with it at all, but I thought it's an interesting. I think for kids in high school, like these days, it could very well click with them. But interesting that he goes from that to It Follows. Yeah, which I mean, even though there might be some narrative problems, but it's such a well-made movie, and the concept is too good, and there's just too many moments that I really like. That I don't think it's perfect, but it is a very refreshing horror film. Like, I'll say that though, for me.
I went into this Halloween season with that and the Babadook, because those are definitely the two over the last like 5 years that have gotten crazy praise, right? Or 3 years if you want to be more specific. And I see it for the Babadook now. I'm like, okay, I totally get it. And this, I mean, maybe it's because this came out this year, and it is, from what I've seen, the best horror film of 2015. With, sadly, as it is to say, Unfriended behind it. But
no, I mean, they both do interesting things. I mean, it's not like they're, the typical cookie cutter.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're kind of past that.
Disposable ones, yeah.
That's why, that's why I watch Scream Queens, because I still like that. But yeah, thanks for listening. We're going to record Be Some Donations and Bay of Blood right now for 2 other shows, so tune in. You can, if you don't know where to find those, this one landed in your lap somehow, you go to dollarreviewspodcast.wordpress.com to find our whole archive. Also Twitter @dollarreviews, Facebook. It's all over the place.
Yep. I think they may have tuned out already, though, but we're really out of it this week.
A little bit. I can't see anything. So.
All right. Now, yeah, I'm gonna stop it. All right. See you next week.